integration of the distance information. Okay, then we can integrate the distance information into the income layer. So we can use the intersect tool to combine the ring clip with the income layer by using the intersect tool. So where is the this is the final result. We can see that this is the result of the combined data. We can see that it includes both information from the income layer and the information from the band layer. So this is what we need to do for the next analysis. So first, let's find the income, the intersect tool. So it's located in the analysis tools. The overlay is categorized as overlay. You can find it in the overlay category, and then open the intersect tool. Let's first open the intersect tool. And for the analysis of the intersect, we need to input the two layers. The first is the income, and the second is the layer that we just calculate the geometry. So for some of you, it's clip 44, and we can add these two layers into the list. So any problem, you can raise your hand. First, let's open the intersect tool and add these two layers into the list. The first is the income, and the second is the range clip or distance clip or clip 44. Which one? You do not need to open. It's all in the layers, in the layer list. So
आपने दूसरा layers में ऐड किया या खुद से ऐड हुआ?
Select from the drop down menu. Yeah, you can select the layers in this triangle in the drop down menu here. This place.
Okay.
You can find for the drop down menu. You can select the layers that has already been opened. You can first find the income layer and then clip distance layer.
Distance layer is made for mediums to calculate.
Yes, the income clip too.
First income or first clip? First we should select income or clip?
It does not matter.
Okay.
If it's in the list, it is analyzed. Both.
Clip or distance? Yeah.
So after that, you need to specify the output location. You can, for me, I gave it a name, income underline bands.shp. You can set the output file.
And is shapefile not feature?
Yes, feature classes should be feature. Yes, feature. You should give it a suffix of .shp. Yes.
क्या नाम दूँ?
मैंने खाली आखिर में शेप लिखा है, बाद डॉट शेप किया है। तुम्हारे पास पहले से नाम आ रहा है लंबा सा कुछ?
नहीं। नहीं।
Yes.
फिर इनकम बैंड शेप कर।
Yes, it seems that is.
ये output feature classes की बात है।
हाँ।
After all of these settings, you can click OK to output the results.
This is okay.
Distance range. No, it seems that you have used clip 44, so you should use clip 44 instead of this one. You should remove it by clicking this cross symbol and add. No, income is correct, and then you can add clip 44. Yes. this is the correct version for distance ring. So have you finished?
Yes.
Good. Then you can click OK for the analysis.
कुछ होगा
लोड होते हैं
ये तो नजर नहीं आता कुछ हो
आपका क्या हुआ
कुछ नहीं
That's it. That's just a difference in color.
Have you finished the intersect analysis?
Yes.
You've got the result.
Yes.
Then you can check the attribute table to see whether all these information are included in the new file, in the output result. And also you can see that the output result have both shape and the attribute from the input data.
टेबल
हाँ
हाँ
मेरे इसमें नहीं है किसमें
So is this the so where is your output?
जो फाइल अभी आप कर रहे हो उस पे सिर्फ क्लिक करो बाकी पे क्लिक ना
उसी
करो
पे क्लिक किया मैं
No, not click for 4. Do you specify the output name?
right now
Yeah, is still working?
yeah
Did you click on income
Still running?
no it's complete
Complete. Where is the output? Which layer is the output? It seems not here. Is this one?
this one
I'm not sure. You can check it by right click to open the attribute table. Yes. It seems that this is the wrong one.
yeah this one
Maybe you can redo this step by using for the intersect. Let me check. Open it. Yes. Input feature. The first is income, and second is yes, 44. And then specify the output location here. Yes. You can give the name of income. Let me see. Income should be income bands. Should be income bands. You can give it another name, but this is what could not SHP, not SHP, not underline this. And then save it. And then click OK. When it's finished, you can see that it's added to the. You can uncheck the rings, these rings, white rings. Yeah, you can see that. You can see for your result, it has both shapes from the bands and the income of the counties. And you can also check the attribute table for this layer. And then you can see that it has both the income information for different counties and the distance information for different bands. Also, the area information that we have just calculated. It should be noted that this area is the area for the different bands, not the area for different parts in this data. Okay, yes.
हो गया तो मेरे पास
पर इसका मतलब समझ नहीं आया
same to you bro same to you don't worry surely you are wrong
Let me see. The income is correct. The area has all the same numbers.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
okay.
You can maybe you can
Colors.
scroll down to
Yes.
see whether there are other numbers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
How?
just the order is different.
You can
I think
change
it's
it.
correct.
You can change it too by
Yes,
yourself.
I think it's correct.
Oh.
Click over
It's just
here.
that the orders of my data is not same as
देखो
for
इस पे क्लिक करो
for these all this
और चेंज कर उसको
but
No, no. I
they
want
are
to
the
change
data
all
are the same.
colors.
Yes. Okay, we have 10 minutes break and we are continue.
I want to use each and every color.
If you have not finished this step, you can continue to do it.
Incumbent. Okay. And incumbent property. Okay. Property. Add all values. Done. Then again. रंगीन हो गया जी.
आप कहोगे मेरा क्यों नहीं है
मैं इसका कलर दोबारा चेंज करता हूँ.
यार मेरा तो कलर भूल गया क्या हो रहा है और ये my gosh what है ये आपने कहाँ से चेंज किया
प्रॉपर्टी में जाओ.
कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी है वो तोड़ गया
उड़ा दिया तुमने. वापिस लेके आओ.
यहाँ पे ये तुम क्लिप की प्रॉपर्टी में गए थे क्लिप की प्रॉपर्टी में
नहीं इनकम. तुमने कौन सा किया था?
मैंने तीनों किया
इनकम बैंड वाले में करो. तुम अभी जिस नाम से सेव किया है फाइल को उसमें जाओ.
वो तो 11 वीक है
11 वीक में जाओ. फिर
ये कर दो वापस ये नहीं हुआ
आल पे करो. चेक कर लेना. आल पे करो. नीचे आल.
किधर
एड आल वैल्यूज को करना.
अच्छा
ऊपर कलर चेंज करो.
बस यही
4 कलर से क्या करते हो इतना ज्यादा वो बॉक्सेस है.
ये ठीक
ये वाला कर. तुम्हारे 4 क्यों है?
यहाँ
ये
है
किधर आ गया तू? भाई इसमें इस वाले फिगर में आ जाओ.
11 वीक में
यहाँ तकरीबन 15 कलर.
मेरे साथ 4 क्यों आ रहे हैं
सब प्यारा हो गया.
ये मेरा ये क्यों आ रहा है
हाँ?
तुमने इनकम क्या किया है
गए कब हम देखा था. हाँ? तुम्हें कैसे डांट रही?
उसको वो मिल गया है उसके बेंचौत को है ना जैसे इसको सब कुछ आते हैं तो लर्न करनी पड़ती
लेकिन तुम्हें सही डांटा
कब? अभी तो मुझे वो सुना ही नहीं दे रहा था कि कह रहे क्या कह रहे।
बोला खुद करो क्या बार बार
ये बोला इसने कसम से? कब बोला? ये तो मैंने नहीं सुना।
नहीं बोला है।
कसम से ये बोला है?
नहीं
इसके खैर नहीं थे फिर।
कंट्रोल। अच्छा कल हम फिल्म देखेंगे ना?
कौन कौन?
मैं जहांगीर, हमजा और वो सुहेल भाई जो नहीं
हाँ
गुजरात वाले इंडिया वाले।
हाँ हाँ।
अब यहाँ से हम गए, मेरा जहांगीर बड़े खुश के फुल सिनेमा हॉल फुल हो गए। वहाँ गए तो इंग्लिश फिल्म थे ना, खाली हम जा रहे थे।
तो ये तो हमारे साथ भी हो चुका है। सोहेल हमारे साथ दो दफा जा चुका है।
अच्छा
हाँ कश्मीरी, इंडियन कश्मीर
हाँ
पे।
हाँ
वो हमारे जो दूसरे प्रोफेसर है उनके साथ में गया था, वो भी चला गया था 2-3, लेकिन वो फिल्म फजूल थी।
बकवास किस्म की फिल्म देखी।
आप उसके रूम में जाते हो?
नहीं
अच्छा अच्छा।
क्यों तुम गए हो?
हाँ हमें गया वहाँ पे राहत साहब है, वो हमारा पठान।
वो पेशावर वाले।
हाँ
हाँ
मिले उससे।
हाँ।
अच्छा अभी मैंने वापस ये किया है,
हाँ
अभी वापस आता हूँ। आप इनकम की कहते हो?
हाँ।
इनकम की ये आ गया।
नहीं नहीं, अभी तुमने ये जो फाइल जिस नाम से सेव किया है, यही फाइल किस नाम से सेव की है?
अभी जो किया है वो
हाँ।
week 11 के नाम से।
week 11 पे जाओ फिर।
पहले इनकम पे ना जाओ।
नहीं नहीं, मेरा इसका नाम भी इनकम बैंक है ना।
तो ये इनकम का तो कलर फिर और उड़ा दूँ पहले, क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो मैंने मिस्टेक की इसको वापस रिमूव करता हूँ। सही है, अभी वापस इस पे आता हूँ। अभी जो सेव किया इसकी बात कर रहा
हाँ
हूँ। ये आ गया और ये आ गया। इसमें कौन से है आप दिखाओ अपना फिट क्लिप। आप अपने दोबारा उस पर क्लिप पे राइट करो।
FID, ये वाला FID।
FID इनकम। ये लोड हो रहा है या नहीं हो?
नहीं हुआ ये तो।
मैं समझ गया।
इस फाइल का नाम क्या है?
अरे बहुत नहीं, कई बार तो समझाया है।
11 वीक के 11 वीक पे भी नहीं है।
वो तो अच्छा मैं समझ गया। यहाँ से यहाँ से
क्या ठीक?
अब होगा।
कुछ
अबे
नहीं होगा।
यार वाई।
गोटी गलती मारो।
टीचर को बोला
ये देखिए जो इनकम लिखा है, ये क्या है?
ये सारे आ रहे हैं ना ये, लेकिन कलर
तो इस पे क्लिक करो।
किस पे?
ये कलर आए हैं ना,
हाँ
तो वहाँ शो क्यों नहीं?
यही तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ।
तो इसके ऊपर वाले बंदे पे तुमने क्लिक किया है।
तुम्हारा ये 0 1 2 3 इस तरह आ रहे हैं। मेरे तो 2015 15 16 इस तरह है।
तेरी
हाँ। Why the color is not changed?
You study history?
Yes.
So you are profiling? Me, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me just continue. So all of you have finished lock. All of you have finished this intersect analysis. So after the intersect analysis, we get the new data that has both information from the income layer and from the distance range. And so now we can use this information in this data to analyze whether the income is related to the distance. So first we can calculate the average income in each distance range. So by calculating the average income in each distance range, we can analyze whether this average income has a linear or some relationship with the distance. So, but before we calculate the income, now we get the area information of different ranges, and then we need to calculate the area information for different counties, and then we can calculate the weighted income by the weight is the county area divided by the range area, and then we multiply it with the income, we can get the weighted income, and then we can combine this weighted income together for each range. We can use this dissolve tool, then we can get the average income for each range, and then we can see whether this income has some difference. So let's get started. Actually, if you are familiar with the analysis tools, you can conduct this analysis by following this steps. But I will show you the exact step. So first what we need to do is to calculate the area information for different parts of the new data. So just like we have done before, we calculate the geometry. So first, let's open the income bands attribute table and create a new field. The name should be income, which is the short for the income INC area, and the type is still float. And then we can calculate the geometry. And it should be noted that the unit this time is the same as the unit we have used last time.
इनकम के एट्रीब्यूट्स को लेके
हाँ मेरे जो फाइल का नेम है ना मैंने उसी
Okay, let's do this step. I will give you some time to do this step.
अच्छा जो अभी मैंने सेव किया है मैंने 11 वीक के नाम से सेव किया है उस पे
क्लिक कर एट्रीब्यूट टेबल अब इसमें ये दो ऐड कैसे कर
ये यहाँ पे आओगे ना
नहीं अभी जो तो न्यू ऐड कर
Should we add another 2 in this attribute table? Should we add another 2 in this attribute table?
You can open the attribute table for the income band, the data that you have just created, the new data.
Yeah, I saved it like week 11 with name week 11.
Which one?
This
Which name? Week 11?
Yes, it's
As long as it's correct, you can use it for analysis. Just know that it's the same data.
okay.
Yeah.
So should I add another?
Yes, add another field and give it the name of income area, and it should be noted that the type is still float here.
Okay. कुछ समझ आ गया? Income area. फ्लोट तो नहीं है मेरे इसमें फ्लोट किधर है ये फ्लोट किधर था आपके साथ ये फ्लोट किधर था
यहाँ से
मैंने कुछ चीज़ तो दोबारा देख अच्छा मेरे इंटरनेट ये अभी किस तरह डिलीट किस तरह करूँ
I think you can
delete
the numbers have some of the numbers are the same as mine. Can you see it clear? I think
Some number, yes, is same.
I think because it's not the full data, so I think if some like
वो मैंने डिलीट किया
Yes, if some of them are the same, I think it should be
लेकिन वो
correct.
0 में आ रहा है मेरे पास।
Let me check yours.
थोड़ा सा बड़ा स्क्रीन कर।
You are going to the.
We have just we are out. That's right.
Yes, you have create these two field, and then you can calculate the geometry, just like before. Yes. Yes, this one.
ये कहाँ से किया geometry
And unit should be the same. I think it's the
geometry कहाँ
last
से
one.
किया geometry कहाँ से किया
Yes, it should be exactly the same from the previous.
यहाँ क्लिक किया।
अच्छा अच्छा
कैलकुलेट geometry।
I think some numbers are the same as mine. I think it's correct. This is correct.
यहाँ पे क्या करूँ एरिया क्या कुछ है? क्या करूँ अब क्या करें इसके साथ?
नीचे इसमें स्क्वायर माइल वाले पे आ जाओ। हाँ, इसमें सबसे लास्ट वाले यूएस। ओके करो।
इसमें बड़ा स्क्वायर
This one is not the same. We can calculate this is the weighted income. We can calculate this number by using the formula.
ठीक है
You can recalculate and it will be.
यहाँ वाला
Next.
यहाँ वाला यहाँ।
Yes.
चेंज आएगी।
No. This is not the same. Yeah, it's different. This is the next step.
Oh, okay.
We do not need two exact
Yeah.
same columns, so it is different.
should we add the income square mile?
No, not the same. But the numbers are correct. This one will be used later. You need to first calculate the area information, and then the weighted income will be calculated using this.
Unit should be same for income area.
Yes,
Okay.
should be the same. Miles, the U.S. miles.
Yes.
Okay.
First we calculate this one.
Yes, I think it's correct. The numbers are the same as mine.
But
But this one will be calculated later. Some of you have noticed that the weighted income, the second, haven't been used yet. It will be calculated by using this formula. We can see that in this formula, we should first calculate the weight. Is the income area divided by area, and then we can multiply with the income to get the income weighting. So this is the first step. We have calculated the geometry information for each polygons, and then we can use it to compute the weighted income following this formula. Income multiply the income area divided by area. So how to do this? This is the first step that we have finished. And pay attention to the units. And the second step is to calculate for the weighted income. So we right-click on this column, the header of this column, and choose this one, field calculator. Choose field calculator. And now we can input the formula into this calculator. We should note that here is the formula, is the income multiplied income area divided by area. We can, for the three variables, we should select from the variable list, and then we can put these multiply and divide symbols by using tiling, or we can just select from the list. So the first variable is income. We can double click the income, yes, and then you can type or select multiply, only one multiply, and then select income area. You can have a bracket, but you can just remove the bracket because it does not affect the calculation. Divided by area, and then
Let me see.
And then if you check the formula is correct, you can click OK for the calculation. Seems correct. Enough. Let me check.
दबा दिया तेरे भाई.
You can check the numbers.
नहीं मैंने खुद लगाया.
Whether the numbers are correct are the same as mine.
Yes, doctor.
All the same? Yes. All of you can check. If they are the same, then you can move to the next
तुमने वो
step.
लगाया था क्या?
Maybe you can check the numbers with
वो
the same area.
उसके अलावा वाला नहीं लगाया.
173.
मैंने तो लगा के.
Mine is change.
Change आ रहा है.
Maybe you can.
वो पहला भी change आ रहा था income area.
Right click on the income area.
वो change आया.
Right. Yes.
किधर?
Store ascending.
294 आ रहा है पहले.
And you can see the numbers.
Weight में.
ये change है, ये भी change है.
194. I think is correct. I think
क्यों?
it's correct. Okay, all of you have finished.
Right?
Yes, exactly the same.
Mine is different.
Yours different.
It's because the first two variables is different. That's why. Nothing wrong with formulas. But
The formula is correct.
yeah, but
You can check the records with the same number as mine. For example, this one, 100.
it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yes, also the area is also not the same.
This one is corresponds to this one, 171.103, right?
Yeah.
And the weight, the income is 393.
Maybe the sequences change like 173.189. It's on 13 number with me,
Let me see.
like 173.
Yes. The sequence order do not matter.
Okay.
Since you have all the 29 records, you have 29 records, right?
I have 28.
No, if I start from zero,
yes,
29.
29.
So if you have the numbers that are in my list, then maybe you are correct.
Okay.
And you can find to check the record with the same area as mine, and you can check whether the income is the same. For example, 170.
Yes, it's the same.
This is 294.
Yes, it's the same.
Okay, then that means you are correct. Okay, after this step, we have used calculator to calculate some complex formula, and maybe you can use it for your analysis. And now we get the weighted income for each part of this layer. So we can move on to the next step. Now the next step is that we need to combine all the polygons that fall in your common business rings, and then we can sum the weighted income together for each ring to see whether these income are different for different distances. So how to do this? We can use the dissolve tool. We can use the dissolve. The dissolve tool is that we haven't introduced. Actually, it works to. We know that the intersect tool is to separate data apart. The dissolve tool is used to combine data together, information together. So this is quite opposite. So how do we find dissolve tool? We can find it in the geoprocessing and the last one, the dissolve. In the menu bar, we find geoprocessing, and we find the last one, dissolve.
I found in data management.
Data management.
Yes, and when I do generalization, I find dissolve.
Generalization.
ये किधर है? Dissolve.
हाँ. Geoprocessing.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe the same.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe the same. You can have you,
छोटी
you
का
can
यार
go to the
दिमाग काम नहीं ना
Windows,
बना
and then
छोटी फिर भी अच्छी है, बता
you can search for the result, whether they are only one
इसके
or
बाद
they are
दूध भी पिएंगे
multiple ones.
आराम भी पिएंगे आराम भी खाएंगे
There's a lot. I think maybe
बकरी का
it should be belongs to the first one, the coverage. Yes,
मटन
but I'm not very sure.
और गाय
You can open it to check whether the user interface. I think the coverage is good number. Maybe the data.
This one.
This.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
नहीं
it's the
पसंद
same.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the same.
वो गाय
Yes, the same. Yes, you can use it. And then we can input features. And for the input features, we select the income bands. The income bands. We can use this drop-down menu for the selection. And we can specify the output feature class. I will give it the name average income.shp. AVG average income.shp.
इसको नाम देना इनकम बैंड्स हाँ
इसको खुद ही नाम देना है
The output, I give it the name, suggested the name, AVG income.
in output feature we have to give it a name like income bands output feature
Yeah, output feature.
let's give this name
This is the input. The output is AVG income.
okay
AVG underlying income.
so in input we also give the name
So the input is the income bands.
no
I'm not sure which one. Yours is week 11, right?
yes
Yeah, you can select week 11 for the. This is output. Maybe you can cancel, and then for the input feature, you select from the list week 11 week, and the output. You can specify the output to give it this name AVG INC or another name if you know where it is for. Normally the output name for different layers should have some meanings. Then you can know where it is for your analysis. Then you can know which data is which. This is for the input output, and now let's get to the other parameters. First is the level that you want to dissolve. So this is based on the fields. So we want to dissolve it to different rings with different distances. So this time for the dissolve field, we should select distance. And after that, after we dissolve based on distance, we need, as we have calculated the weighted income for different parts. Now we need to summarize them together to get the average income for different bands. So we need to sum the weighted income within each distance bands. So for this, we should find in the statistics of the fields. For this option, we select first select the field for the calculation. It should be the income rate, and then for the after that it can be added into the list, and then we need to in the list we find income weight, and then we select statistics type. It should be sum. So this is the steps. Yes. Yes, you have put it into the list, and then you click on the bottom. Yes, and then select sum. Yes, then it will sum all these numbers together. After that, you can click OK. Have you set the output location? Yes, I think it's correct.
इसमें
After that, you can put it
इसमें
okay
क्या
for the
करना
calculation.
स्टैटिस्टिक फील्ड में क्या करना
इनकम वेट हाँ हाँ ये है
And you get the final result.
हाँ उधर जाओ ऊपर उसके सामने कॉलम में क्लिक कर नीचे वाले नीचे ऊपर
Yes, you can change the colors by setting the symbology.
यहाँ करो तुम सम
After the calculation, you can see the final result. You can set colors for different income levels. This is a simple color. Maybe you can use graduate colors.
अब क्या करना
Yes, you can go to the properties, symbology.
लेकिन मेरे पास नहीं है
Symbology,
मैंने
quantities, I think quantities. Yes, graduate colors. You should first select the value.
हाँ हाँ आगे
The value is.
आया तेरे पास
Yes.
मैंने यहाँ पे नहीं है
ओके करो ना
कुछ रहता है अभी
कुछ नहीं रहता है
Normalization.
क्लिक ओके का है
Yes, you can
and
choose the color.
check the calculation
Yes, I think this works. Then the small number should be.
अभी बहुत
light,
मुश्किल से कलर दिया था वो कलर फिर से चेंज हो गया ये क्या हुआ
dark green.
आपका क्या हुआ किधर है
एरिया के बाद क्या है सम नहीं आया
High income level are close. Yes.
यही तो कह रहा था कि थोड़ा वेट कर
The result.
फिर क्या नहीं आया
The result is to combine information together combine at a certain level. For this case, we combine it at the distance level. So as we have a lot of data, if you can also use it.
जियो प्रोसेसिंग
Previous data to analyze the income, but they may be complicated. So after we
दोबारा करो
combining distance information and
नहीं उससे पूछते ऐसे दो लेयर बन जाएगी ना फिर लेयर ज़्यादा बन जाएंगे
first separated and then
अभी
combined,
हमारे बहुत
then we
ज़्यादा
can see
लेयर
it more clear. Yes.
डन कर
Have you finished?
not sure
Can you see? This is the final result. It seems. This is the attribute table for the income bands. Maybe you can close it. And then scroll up to open the attribute table for the average income. Open this one. Yes. And then you can use different symbols. For example, you can use quantities. Have you all finished calculation? Okay, after you have finished calculation, we can use different symbols for different income level. So first let's open the properties for the final result, the average income. And then go to the symbology. Now we can use different quantities. In the symbology, in the left panel, we select quantities and we select graduated colors. For the graduated colors, we can select the fields. The fields. Yes, this one. And we select some income weight. Have you found? Yes, good. And then we can use different colors to indicate different income level. For example, you can select from green to red. For example, from green to red, that means green corresponds to low level of income and red corresponds to high level of income. And after that, you choose OK to show the final result. And we can see that for your result, the high level of income is more closer to the capital with a smaller distance, and the low income has high distance. So that means it has a certain relation. This is this practice. So does anyone of you have any question you can ask? If not, we can move on to the next
newest
Move on to
version.
the next section.
इसका भी खुल गया.
Okay, we move to the next section, which is about, now we have talked about some simple analysis, some basic analysis for vector data. And we noticed, I wonder if you remember that there's another important data type for GIS, which is raster data. So this time, I will introduce some basic analysis for raster data. For the slides of this practice 5, I will share with you after the class. Okay, now let's move to the 4.4, which is raster data analysis. We know that raster data, the data structure for raster data is quite different from vector data. And for the review, that raster data uses a regular grid to cover the space, and the value in each grid represent different characteristics. For example, a raster data can represent temperature information for different places by using grids, or the precipitation level, or the satellite observations, or etc. And this single data structure is quite useful or very convenient for some calculation, especially for parallel analysis. But it has a lot of analysis operations, including the local operations, the neighborhood operations, or we also call it focal operations, and the zonal operations, and the physical distance measure and map elsewhere. That is what I want to use in following classes. Let's first go to the local operation. The local operation is very simple. It's a cell-by-cell operation, and it's the most used calculation for raster data. Actually, for most raster data analysis, we use local operation. And the local operation can create a new raster from either a single input or multiple inputs. That means the input raster data can be only one data, or it can be multiple data. And this case is a case of the multiple input raster for the calculation. And the cell values of the new raster are computed by a function related to the input to the output. This is a case that calculates the average data for the input. The input is A, B, and C. Then for the local operation, we get D, which is the average value for the corresponding locations. For example, when we want to conduct a local calculation, we combine these three raster data and calculate for each location that has the same places. For example, when we want to calculate the average value at the first pixel, then it is averaged at the same location for the three inputs. For example, 5 plus 1 plus 3 equals 9, and divided by 3 is 3. Then we get this value. Sometimes we have this gray pixel indicate that there's no value for the output. If you do not consider this situation, we get none value for the output. But sometimes we can just ignore it. This is the local operation, and the local operation can operation. For example, it can be arithmetic, it can be plus, minus, divided by, or multiply. It also can use some equations. For example, we get the absolute value. We change the data type. We change from, for example, we change the floating point to the integer, or change from other aspects. And it can have complex ways. For example, we can calculate the logarithmic, for example, the exponentials or logarithms. We can also calculate the trigonometrics. For example, the sine, cosine, tangent, arcsine, or arctangent. We can also calculate the power, the square, square root, or other powers. This is, we can also combine all these formulas together for a complex calculation. Let's first introduce the case for the single, for the local operation with single input. For example, we can convert a slope raster from 1 unit, which is in percent, and convert it to the unit in degrees. We can use this equation. We can see that the slope in degrees is calculated as this number multiplied the arctangent of the slope in percent divided by 100. And then the left is the degrees slope in percent, and the right is the output, which is slope in degrees. Following this formula, we can finish this calculation. And this is the local operation for single rasters and multiple rasters. And local operation can be also used for reclassification. This is a different way of local operation. And reclassification creates a new raster by classification. It's also referred to as recoding or transforming, or through lookup tables. It can have multiple applications. For example, we have this data. It has include information of the irrigation levels, but the data we want to use only requires information that is whether this land is irrigated or not. But the input data is abundant. We need to reduce the complexity, so we can use the reclassification by assigning value 1 to the land with irrigation and assign value 0 to the land without irrigation. This is one way. And it can also based on sale value ranges. For example, the sales with population densities between 0 and 25% per square mile in population, we can assign to number 1, and for the other parts, assign other values. Mostly used for reducing the complexity of the input data. Okay, this is the case for the reclassification. Do you remember this data that we have used in practice, previous practices? This is a place that is near our Nanjing city. And we can calculate a certain proxy that indicates the vegetation cover, which is called NDVI. If some of you have used remote sensing data, maybe you are familiar with this proxy. And we have calculated NDVI. We can see that from this left figure that NDVI has a great indication of the fraction of vegetation. When the values is low, which in the image that the color is close to black. When the values is low, it indicates the coverage of these water bodies. And when the colors is medium, it indicates, for example, the soil or the urban area. When the value is high at this location, which means that these locations have vegetation. So we can use different data ranges to reclassify this NDVI map and get the final result. For example, we can use different thresholds to separate it. and then we can see that the water body is accurately differentiated, and this is the region for the urban area for the bare soil, and these green areas for the vegetation. We will practice this in the next practice.
Okay.
In this way, we can rank the cell values in the input raster and create a new map for the output. This is the illustration of the operations. It's quite simple. If you're interested, you can also practice after the class. And that is the local operations for single rasters and for reclassification. And for most cases, the local operations requires multiple rasters. And the local operation with multiple rasters, also referred to as compositing, overlay, or superimposing maps, is quite similar to the overlay analysis for the vector data. There are a lot of ways of multiple raster-based local analysis. For example, we have 3 inputs. We can calculate the average value, then we get the result. We can calculate the majority value. For example, for this location, we can see that in A, at this location, the number is 3, and in B is 1, and in C is 3, and then the majority is 3, which get the final result. We can also use it for reclassification by combining information from multiple input rasters and get the final result. This is a more complex way of reclassification. Okay, this is a case for the local operation that integrates multiple rasters. So in this way, we can calculate we can set the input raster data. We can see that now I have included two bands of the reflection, include the B8 and B4. I have put it into the list. And then we can choose the overlay statistics. We can choose the average mean, or the maximum, minimum, or the total, or etc. And for the calculation for your needs. And that is the local operation. And another operation for raster data, which is also regularly used, is for neighborhood operation. The neighborhood operation is also called focal operation, which involves a focal cell. This cross cell is the focal cell, which represents the cell that you focus. And then also include a set of its surrounding cells. By defining its neighborhood, we have different surrounding cells. For example, if we define the neighborhood to be a square, which is the most regular case, the surrounding cell can be these 8 cells around the focal cell. The neighborhood can also be a circle. This is a wedge, and this is a wedge. This is analysis. It can be different. And we can make some calculations in the neighborhood and get the final result and assign it to the output of the focal cell. This is steps for the neighborhood calculation. You can see that now for most cases we define the neighborhood to be the 8 cells around the focal cell. So this is the input. This is the focal cell, and this is its neighborhood. And then we can calculate the output value based on the information of this neighborhood. The neighborhood sometimes can include the focal cell, sometimes does not include the focal cell. Depends. For most cases, it includes the focal cell. And for example, we can calculate the average value of this neighborhood and assign to the output. And after calculation for this cell, we move to the next cell, next to it, and finish calculation. And if we finish calculation for the first line, we move to the next line until we finish all the calculation in the cell, and that finish. This is the neighborhood calculation. These are some cases for the neighborhood calculation. For example, we can calculate the neighborhood average value. We can calculate the neighborhood maximum minus minimum value. We can calculate the neighborhood majority value. It should be noticed that the neighborhood calculation has 2 lines and 2 columns short compared to the input values, because at this location, its neighborhood is not complicated. So we do not conduct neighborhood analysis at this case. So what can the neighborhood operation be used? It is quite useful. For example, it can be used for data simplification. If we calculate the majority, then the output is more simple compared to the input. It can be also used for generalization. For example, we can calculate the average value of the neighborhood, then the data is generalized. And for most cases, it's also used for image processing. For example, we can reduce noise from neighborhood analysis. We can enhance the edge information from the neighborhood information. This is the case for the noise removal by using neighborhood analysis. We can see that in the first 2 columns, these images have some noises in it. Can you see the noise? For example, in the first case, there is Gaussian noise. And in the second case, it's more clear. We can see some white and black dots in the image, right? We call it pepper and salt noise. It's just like pepper and salt, because salt is white and pepper is black. So this white and salt noise actually in the data of the image corresponds to either very high value or very low value. So we can use some neighborhood analysis to reduce this noise. For example, we can use neighborhood median for the analysis, and this is the output. We can see that these noises are perfectly reduced through neighborhood analysis. We cannot see any noise because these pepper and salt values are either very high or very low. If we choose median, then they are removed. This is a case for noise removal. We can practice in next class. I will show you it's quite magical. It's quite magical. Okay, the third one is zonal operation. And the zonal operation works with group of cells of same values or like features. And these groups are called zones. For example, the previous maps with different land cover types of vegetation, water, urban area, and soil can be considered as zones. And it has 2 types. The first is contiguous, and which means the cells belong to the same watershed are spatially connected. This can be a type of zone. And next is non-contiguous. It can be a land use raster, just like the case that we have introduced. And the zonal operation can work with a single raster or multiple rasters, basically 2 rasters. And we can calculate the statistics and geometry based on zoning. For a single raster, we calculate the geometry of each zone in the raster. We can calculate the area information, parameter information, thickness, and centroid. And for cases with 2 rasters, one raster is served as input raster, include the values. And the second is the zonal raster, include the zone information. So we can combine them together. We can calculate the, for example, the average value of the input raster based on the zones in the zone raster. Then we can get this information of different zones. This is regularly used in data simplification and or some data analysis when we were writing papers. We want to get the statistics for different zones. Normally we can separate our study area into different zones. We want to analyze the data distribution in each zones. We can use this analysis. Okay, we have